back at it again with our Project 55 93 Cobra. We have some really big projects coming up soon. The engine assembly, we have our bare brake system here, we have our iBot coilovers. But today, more assembly. We're gonna work on moldings, trim, weather stripping, just more of the long, tedious process of getting this car back together. Before we install the quarter windows, we removed all the old gasket weather strip material. We're gonna put some new silicone on and then bolt them to the car. Make sure you're laying down your silicone. Keep it away from the glass. You don't want to actually spooge over. You want that kind of downward slope away from the glass right on the trim. I got Brendan inside to give me a hand. I'll line that up here. We had some people actually ask about the drip rail moldings. I've seen complaints online of them not lining up and not being the right distance. These fit perfect. These are the original quarter windows. These are the reproduction drip rail moldings. And we loosened the screw down there and adjusted it, and I think it fits great. Now, while Brendan's setting up the quarter windows, I'm gonna work on the sunroof. Now, if you remember when we first got this car, this was the only thing on the car that was completely rotted out. For some reason, the channel and everything was clean, but the sunroof was rusted beyond repair. Thankfully, I reached out and a couple of friends helped me out with some sunroof parts. We were able to make one good roof out of it. Now, this roof actually came from my friend Adam's Renegade car. This thing's been 750s in the quarter, so it should definitely hold up on our Cobra. We're gonna start though by redoing the weather strip, which we have to replace before we can install it. And you wanna start with the end that's not notched, because you will have to cut it when it's done. And then the seal faces down. Put in the channel and press it in. Now it should line up without overlap. In our case, we do have a little bit, so we're gonna trim it. Brendan's tightening up the nuts. I'm just going to do the weather strip here. Same thing as the other side. Just work your way around. Jump inside here and start disassembling something we actually should have done before, but we're going to remove the headliner and prepare for our new one. All right, now we can actually peel back the sunroof. Basically, want to work your hands on the inside here to try to get the glued pieces off. Now we're back out front of the car here. We're going to finish up our window moldings by installing these lower moldings on both sides. Then we're going to install the cowl panel. Now these are one of the aftermarket parts. I wasn't really thrilled with the finish out of the box. They have a very glossy look to them. They fit great and they're the right style, but I didn't feel it matched real well. So I actually went with the trim paint that I painted these with to make them match as close as possible. With the molding in the side here, you can actually try to pick up on it, but usually all you got to do is kind of just put it in there, just sort of shimmy it up into place. There we go. And line up to 2 clips here. You kind of want to push them in at the same time, as evenly as possible. Do the same thing with the other side. Install our cowl, we install these new clips. Simply pop down into place. You might notice our hood is actually pushed a little bit forward. When we installed the hood struts, we actually had this lined up with nothing in place. It did bump it forward, so once we install the latch a little bit later, we'll adjust that back. We'll put our cowl down into place. Now this actually is an NOS cowl. I'm only using it because it came with the car when I bought the car, but we do offer reproductions, and I've installed them and they fit really nice. I'm gonna warn you when you do install a cowl like this is don't over crank the screws. It is easy to damage the plastic. Just get them snug. It's definitely a long, slow process putting the car back together, but Project 55 is starting to look like a car again. Obviously, we have a long way to go, and a lot of this reassembly is going to be on the tedious side. Now, though, next episode, we have some cool stuff coming up. We're going to be doing our bare disc brake conversion, we're going to install our Eibach coilovers, and a whole bunch of suspension goodies from Steeda.